This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
You've got a friend.
And welcome back to Boomer Life on CL 650. Our conversation with our friends from the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia is where we are today. We've been talking a little bit about wandering in today's show, and we've had some great insight and some great guests as well. We're just going to switch gears a little bit and talk about some of the fundraising events that the Alzheimer's Society does. I know in past shows we talked about the Ascent for Alzheimer's up Kilimanjaro, but today we're going to talk about something that has a lot more general appeal. It's called Coffee Break. Now, Maria, before we meet our next guest, just give us a little bit of background about Coffee Break.
Coffee Break is a really fun event that happens in the fall, and it's a nationwide event, so it's hosted across all the provinces in Canada. And it's really, focused on the idea that we all get together and enjoy a cup of coffee with our friends, with family, and it's often a time of social interaction, which is really what we want to continue to support people with Alzheimer's around social interaction and community awareness. It's a great way also, though, to raise funds, which then comes to the Society to help us fund the programs that we offer. And certainly in BC, we have 15 different resource offices across the province where we offer a number of different programs and services to people in the community. So it helps keep those programs running and keeps those offices open, and is a way also to keep the conversation going about awareness on Alzheimer's.
And it's great to have a conversation over coffee as well. And I understand that you're now looking for people to host a coffee break in their home or their workplace or in their neighborhood. And I think this is a perfect way to introduce our next guest, which is Sandra Narduzzi. Sandra lives in Powell River. She's married with 2 daughters, and she's been an insurance agent for 17 years. Is that true, Sandra?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Now, your father was diagnosed with early onset dementia in late 1997. In 2000, Sandra was introduced to Coffee Break by an activity worker at the facility where her dad had respite care, and she's been involved with the event ever since. So, Sandra, we want to say welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into the story about you and your dad.
Well, I've lived in Powell River all my life, so I know our family was big in Powell River, and I know a lot of people, and I've been out in the working community for years, unfortunately, and I've been, I like to help people, and when things are near and dear to my heart, I do tend to get involved.
So obviously, your dad is the reason you got involved into Coffee Break. Tell us how that story came about.
Well, when my dad was attending respite at first, I had one of the activity workers approach me to see if my place of employment or even in my house, if I would do a coffee break. And I was just getting off of maternity leave, so I approached my boss, and then I went to the CEO of the company and asked if they would be okay if I had a coffee on my day off, if I came in and just, supplied coffee for people and just, and I added sweets just so that people would maybe, stop and ask for information and donate to the event. And so that turned out to be okay. And I decided to do it for a few years at that time. And then we got quite busy. And there was a couple of years I wasn't able to do the coffee break, but instead just participated by donation. And then it just kind of got bigger from there.
And what kind of response did you get from the community?
Well, not a lot of people I found they didn't know a lot about it. So they were like, oh, what? So there wasn't, a lot of, back in the day, people just brushed things like that under the carpet. So it was just a way to bring awareness of things that were happening in everyone's lives, not just my own.
So it was a way that you initiated the conversation about Alzheimer's disease and dementia in your own community through the coffee break.
Yeah, it was kind of good. And not a lot of people knew that my dad was sick at the time. And my dad was very well known in Powell River. So he, people are like, oh, I had no idea. It just sparked conversation so that people would gain knowledge.
So are you naturally an outgoing type of a person, or were you really going out on a limb to sit?
I fake it very well.
I get a feeling you're not that shy
I can be. It just takes a lot.
at times. Now, tell us a little bit about your dad, because obviously this was struck through. You're passionate about this cause.
Oh, he was, my idol, like everybody's dad. And I just, if there was anything I could do to help him, I wanted to do whatever I could to help him and my mom, who was quite a bit younger than him at the time, so it was a real big shock for them. So in the beginning, I did what everybody did and denied it, and just was thinking that, no, that's not what's happening here. And then as it progressed, I started to gain more knowledge. I would help my mom as much as possible, and I just saw that he was fading. He wasn't the strong man that I always looked up to, and he was looking up to me. And I just thought that was my cue as a child and an adult at this time, is to help him as best I could so that he could understand and not be scared.
So will you be participating in Coffee Break this year?
Yes, I do it annually now with my company behind me.
So can you give us the details of your event this year?
Well, I email down to the Alzheimer's Society, and I get a package in that always has lots of brochures. And I keep my brochures from year to, like, if they don't all go, I try to keep like a log of everything, and so that I don't run out of certain information, and I know that what people are looking for. And then I set up a table in the front of my building. I get the coffee. I try to get that donated, and if not, I do that from my behalf. And then my company, which is the first group of companies in Powell River, all the staff, which I have about probably 40 in that one building, and then plus our sister companies, they also bake, and we hold like an annual bake sale as well. And then we have some that bake just so that people can have coffee and a snack.
And do you have
for a donation? Do
you have a date for your event?
Usually it's, I try to do it on the start of the Alzheimer's Day, which is, I believe, I'm sorry, can you help me out, Maria, which date it is?
The event runs from September 17th for a month.
For a month, okay. So I usually try to get it on the 17th or within that week.
Excellent. Well, I'm just trying to help drum up a little business for you, Sandra.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So this will be at the First Credit Union building in Powell River?
Yes.
Around the 17th. Like,
yes.
If somebody wanted this information, can we get that on the website for
yes.
Alzheimer's Society?
Yes, I'll be logging in to schedule that on. I usually do it about a month before.
The event really has grown, as Sandra said, when it first started as a little seed. 20 years ago, it wasn't very well known, but over the past 20 years, it's the 20th anniversary, it has really grown to quite an exciting event. And we are really pleased that a number of corporations and a number of individuals have really stepped up to the plate. People can log on to the microsite.
Yeah, there's an edit.
What is it?
Coffeebreakbc.ca. Okay. That wasn't recorded. Like, that's, yeah. So we'll go back now. We'll clean that up. Yeah. Okay.
If people are looking for more information and want to participate, they can go to the microsite, which is coffeebreakbc.org. And there's
coffeebreakbc.ca.
Oh,
sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If people are wanting more information and are looking to participate, they can go to the microsite, which is coffeebreakbc.org.
Third time lucky. So are you going to be hosting an event again this year?
Yes, I am. And it's usually in the week of the September 17th onward. Whenever I have my days off, I schedule the coffee break there. And we also turn it into a Jeans Day event, and all of the staff pay, and the money goes to the Alzheimer's Society of BC to wear jeans for that day.
And Maria, any final words on the importance of Coffee Break? And it seems like such a simple activity, but big rewards, of course, for the Alzheimer's Society.
It has great benefits for us, and I think as we've been talking about today, it brings together two really important aspects, which is raising awareness and helping people learn more about what it's like to walk the journey of Alzheimer's and dementia, and also raising funds so that we can continue to offer help to people throughout the province. If people are looking for more information and want to participate in the event, they can go to the microsite, which is coffeebreakbc.ca, and there's lots of great information there, and as Sandra suggested, there's a package we can send out. It's a really fun event, and we really encourage people to take this to their workplace or to their book club or to any of the sort of the social events that they may already be participating in.
Well, Sandra, congratulations on your success of all the fundraising from Coffee Break over the years, and good luck with the event coming up in September.
Thank you so very much for your time.
Excellent. And if you happen to be up in the Powell River area, Sandra will expect to serve you a cup of coffee. What do you take in your coffee, Sandra?
I usually take 2 cream and, depending on the coffee, if it's strong or not, 1 sugar.
Okay. Thanks to you, Maria Howard, the CEO of the Alzheimer's Society, and all of our special guests today in this conversation we've had. Barbara Lindsay, the Director of Advocacy and Education with the Society, Ellen Allen, and her story on caregiving, and Sandra Narduzzi, her conversation on fundraising and education efforts with the Coffee Break event. Our conversation on the journey of dementia continues once a month here on Boomer Life. I just want to say thanks for listening. I'm Joanne Sutton on CL 650.